Hello, welcome to the studio. Today we're taking a look at my completed reading journal. So this is more of a junk journal than a reading journal, but I use it for the books that I've read. So this is my journal for last year. What I did for last year is I didn't want to track my books each month. I just wasn't reading enough to do that. So I decided to do a wrap-up journal for the whole year. So I actually completed it this year, and it's about the books that I read last year. So I made it in a sketchbook that I had, an A4 sketchbook that I have actually for a good few years. It's just been sitting in my stash, just sitting there, and I had cut loads of the paper out to use for various other things. So it had a load of pages missing, which meant that there was room for, well, a bit of room for me to like fill up the pages, and it could get, you know, all chunky and stuff. So that's what I used. And then I just painted the cover. I wanted to do like a design on the cover, and I printed out a really nice picture, and then I changed my mind and I ended up just painting it and then using washi tape to create a spine that keeps coming off. But I'll just put some glue on that in a bit and it'll be fine. So yeah, we'll just take a look at this then. So for this, I mostly used two kits. One kit from Ink and Page journals, and then a kit from my Porch prints, and I will link them in the description so you can check them out. I can't remember the title of the kits at the moment, but I will put them in the description. So the first part of the journal uses the Ink and Page kit. So that is what this is from. I love the kit. I thought it was beautiful, but it does have a lot of blue in it, and I really liked that when I got it. But then when I actually went to start using it in this, it was just a little bit too much blue for me, but I kind of embraced it while I was actually working on the journal. So this is just the front page. I didn't put any information on it. I just wanted like a book plate type thing on the start of it. So we just have some lacy kind of ribbon on the side here, and then this image was in the kit, and some washi, some paint, just to give this a little bit of, you know, grungy kind of a look. The paint is a metallic gold, and there's brown acrylic and then metallic gold going over the top. Probably not really coming out in the camera, I can't tell, but there we go. That's what is on that section. So the first page this is the Ink and Page kit again, and I used some jute or Hessian tape, or not tape, ribbon kind of here to create a pocket. I put a little key on it there, and then in the pocket I have the board for the Bookopoly. So I printed the Bookopoly and then put this paper from the Ink and Page kit on the back of it, and just fold it over. And then these are the cards with the prompts on them. They didn't print very well. I didn't line them up properly when I was printing them, but they are in here. So this is where I kept that. I'm just gonna put them there for the time being. The style of the board game doesn't go so well with the book, but I do really like it. I made another one this year to suit more of a junk journal, vintage and grungy kind of style, and both of these are on my blog. Actually, they're on my blog completely free. You don't need to pay for them or anything or give me anything. Yeah, you can just download them from my blog, so I leave that link down below as well. So that's that pocket, and then I have a paper doily that I had coffee stained, so that's there. And then this is done with acrylic paint. It might be watercolour actually. No, I think it's acrylic. And then this is leaves from, I think they're from a rose, some dried leaves. And then there's another pocket here. Didn't fill in anything on that. And then so this page then is more paint, some more leaves, and then I used some wall filler with a stencil to create this. So I'm not sure if it comes up that it's 3-dimensional, and then I just dabbed on some metallic paint with a sponge. Got this real messy, grungy thing going on, and then in here I just have a little bit of note paper. Put that behind this little book cover. So they are all from the Ink and Page kit, and then these I have a paper punch for the butterflies, and I did those, and I added a little bit of metallic ink to the edges. It didn't really do much, but yeah, the color kind of goes with the rest of it, so that is that. And then yeah, here we have some pockets. This is done with the wall filler as well, and then some paint. And this is actually a pocket as well. So I don't have anything in there, but that can be used as a pocket. I don't think there's anything on this. No, that's just a piece of paper that I put in there. And then more polyfiller, and I actually made this textured with like a piece of packing material. It was like a spongy kind of packing material. It was full of all these little holes, and I just dabbed that on it to make this all textured. And here again, it's just dabbing on paint with this textured packing sponge. And then this section is just all collage, and I was kind of not into it, so I covered it with this crackling paint. I just got a tub of this crackling paint, and I was just very excited to use it, so I put it down kind of all over, and then it gave me this nice crackling look. And I think it looks kind of like an old wall that just got covered in posters and stuff, so it's all wrinkling and all just messy and grungy, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And here I have this little band is keeping in just my everything that I read. So this is my spreadsheet. I usually track my reading on a spreadsheet on Google Drive, which I actually have available on my blog as well, the template that you can use for free as well. It's just you type in what you've read, and then you get these stats. So that's what I have here. It just has books per month, the genres read, how many books per month, and your star ratings, and whether they were arcs or rereads, what format they were, stuff like that. But you can change it up as well, make it your own. And then these, I printed these out through Calibre. I keep all my books in Calibre it's like a database for my books. So I printed out the metadata and everything of what I've been reading. So these are the books that I ended the year unfinished. So these are what I'm actually still reading, all of these. Yeah. So these are what have been on my currently reading shelf at the end of the year, and they're actually still there. 3 months in, I've been so bad at reading lately. So that is what's in this section. More of the crackle paint here. Now this one, I really wanted to get like more grungy and use more junk in the junk journal. So this is the inside of some, like a puffy packaging envelope. It was full of all this cardy, or this, you know, papery net stuff. So I added that to it, and then some bubble wrap, which I used to apply paint in some parts of the journal, and then I just used it to make a pocket then. And yeah, lots of splashy bits of paint, and just pressing paint down using something where it wouldn't stick properly, and you get this wrinkly kind of a look. And I added some more gold. I really enjoyed adding gold to this book, browns and golds. Yeah, so that's what that section is. More butterflies, because I was leaning into the butterfly theme for this grungy butterfly book. Then for this page, I wanted to try to use a bit more color, because there was so much blue and stuff in the kit. I wanted to try to embrace a bit more of that blue color. So these templates here are from one of Ink and Page's email freebies. So she gives like a template every week to her newsletter subscribers. So that's what that's from. You can get them on her Etsy shop as well, actually. She bunches them together. And so I printed that because the colouring kind of went with the other kit. And I just tried using some other colours, and I actually ended up quite liking it, even though it's kind of just comes out of nowhere with the rest of the book. But it's nice, I think, to have a page or even a few pages be a bit of a surprise. So when you turn over from this dark, messy, grungy one, you get this brighter colour one. It's still pretty messy, but it's still like something that makes you go, oh, it's a bit more fun. And that's that. I don't have anything stored in here, do I? I do. So here then, from this section, is it even in here? It's from this one. Yeah, from here is where I start tracking my books. So this just lists everything that I read. You can't read it, I printed it way too small. But it's every book that I read then throughout the year. That's what's there. And then this section in here, it starts with, this is what I read in January. So these little books. And these come from Caliber, just where my database of books. And I was thinking of putting a background on all of these so that they'll blend in, but it was just so much work and I kind of wanted to be finished with the journal, so I just started putting in cards over them to kind of cover them. So that's what's there, and then these two little guys, they're so cute. So each one now, they'll be kind of monthly. Is there anything in here? Yeah, this is February. So I've kind of hidden the little book info cards, just because they don't go with the style, so they're hiding. They're all in hiding places. So that's February. Just something pretty, going for more color again. And I had gotten some new ink pads, so I was trying them out with stencils. And these are all from Ink and Page as well. These are from a Daphne's Diary magazine. I'm not sure when, it's probably ancient. And the books are hidden in here. I read a lot last March. And yeah, so this is kind of a bird page. These two tickets are from the Graphics Fairy premium membership site. I can't remember which kit it was, but it's from the Graphics Fairy. It's just some random ephemera and then more pages from Ink and Page. And then this is my butterfly page. I'm not entirely satisfied with this. I wanted a page that was just full of butterflies. And yeah, I kind of wish I had cut, I suppose I still could, yeah, and then glue them down. I want to cut this white border off of these butterflies and just make it even more butterfly-y, and maybe I'll print some more bigger ones. I do want to be finished with this journal, but I wanted this page to be a bit more. I love how the stenciled polyfiller looks as the background behind the butterflies, and I love this guy. But it's like, it's almost there, but not quite. This page then, I had stuck down a page from the Ink and Page kit, and then I done a very light coating of this watercolour brownie paint mixed with some glittery kind of paint, and it ended up lifting the picture off it, but it left some staining behind, so I wanted to use that. So this is the page that had been stuck down, and then this is where it left the staining behind. So I wanted to use it and not cover it up so much because I liked how this transfer happened, but I think the page ended up looking a little bit too bland. I love this picture though, this painting is amazing. And then this is a pocket with some ephemera in it and my books for the month. Then this page, I'm so unhappy with this page. Like I almost hate it. I really don't like it. I love this piece of ephemera and I love this one, and I have my the whole book that I read that month hiding behind there. I do quite like how the crackling paint turned out here, and I went over it with a an ink brush. I don't have one at the moment, but just a light coating of ink over it, just to give it this real old, you know, messy look to it. And I applied the crackle paint quite heavily, so there was a lot of crackling there. The whole thing wrinkled, like it got super wrinkly. Yeah, not happy with this. I liked this photo, but now I'm kind of like, for this painting, really dislike this background. And I don't like how the doily looks either. So this just, the whole thing, I'm just not happy with it. But maybe this corner I quite like, and these two pieces of ephemera, but that's how I put it together. I just really don't like it. So there we go, there's that page. And this one is kind of an Oscar Wilde section. I have programs from two of his plays, and then a picture of the man himself. Didn't read any Oscar Wilde, but I just wanted to do a section about him. And this is where the crackle paint was on the other side. It created this texture on the other side of the page that I really like. So I added some gold over it that kind of sinks into the crevices of it to give this nice textured look. And then in here I have the books that I read that month. Yeah, I like this one, but didn't read any Oscar Wilde. Man, this page I quite like as well. It's got this fairy tale thing going on with some little pieces of ephemera, and then the books are behind here, behind this piece. This is from Ink and Page as well, and there's some things, like a lot of these little random pieces of ephemera, they're things that I have already. They're just, you know, they're in my stash of stuff. These are some stickers. Don't know where I got them. I have them so long, just there in my stash of stuff. And a lot of these guys came from this sticker book that my husband gave me. He got it on Amazon. If I can figure out what it is, I will link it down below. It's just a book of stickers, a sticker book. Shouldn't be too difficult to find on Amazon. Then this page is one of my favorite pages, because I just love how just having book pages with the torn edges and the stitching that I applied with a sewing machine on the pages before I put them into the book, so they're just on the book pages. And I love this collaging with them, and then this book spine background that was in the Ink and Page kit. Love it. And the book pages I had stained with, some of them are stained with coffee, and then this one is actually stained with red wine. And then this little painting, she's quite nice there. I think she suits the energy of the page. And in here then is my books that I read. There they are. I think for this year's one, I would like to put a bit more thought into my collages. For this, I was just doing what I felt like at the time. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. But next year I think, or for this year even, I think I would like to do ones that actually suit the books. So like we're in March now. So what I've read in January, I could probably make up a collage now to go with it. So it'll be, I think, a bit more suited to what I'm doing if I do it that way. But we'll see how I feel. I'm very, very changeable. So this one, I quite like the background. I applied some acrylic mixed with water with a sponge that was it got quite bubbly with this sponge. So there's, probably can't see it on the camera, but it's quite textured. There's all these little bubbly spots on the pages. I'll try to show it to you if I can't. It's just the way. But yeah, love these little paintings, a wax seal, and then the pocket for the books that I read. Very classical kind of look to it. This is in the Ink and Page kit as well. Then this is where things start to change. I think this is the My Porch prints kit starts here. This is something I had already, and then I had these 3 bands that I wanted to use, and then I put them down, and then I was like, oh, they don't really go so well with anything, so I covered them over with some paint. I use the wall filler to make a texture, and the wall filler is kind of glittery, it's kind of sparkly. So I painted over it and it all got mixed up, and it's got this real messy, grungy page, but I don't think these 3 guys really go with it. But I'm almost happy with it. Like, I like the texturing on the background. And then in here I have a playing card, and behind the cards I have the books that I read. And now, after this point, I kind of stopped going out to the studio because the weather was too cold. It was just too cold to go out there and spend like an hour working on a journal. Like, I had the heating on and stuff, but it just doesn't get hot enough. I have to keep it on for too long. And I figured I would come inside into the house and work on the journal inside. So I didn't have all of my stuff inside with me. I only brought the stuff that wouldn't get too messy. So I ended up leaning more towards collaging and not using as much paint, not creating as much texture and stuff like that. I was trying to be a little bit tidier. There is still paint, but I'm not making it quite as grungy and messy. And I started using the My Porch prints kit. So in here we have my books, and then these lovely stickers. I can't remember what I got them in, but they're part of another kit. And here, so the books are in here. I'm not really a fan of this one. Like, the My Porch prints kit has some gorgeous things in it, and then there was some things that are kind of boring, and just like there were just fillers. Like, there was so much stuff in the kit that I think some of the things ended up being meh, but overall it's an excellent kit. There's lovely things in it, but then there's just so much in it that some of the things were like, oh, I don't really need that kind of thing. And in this background I was trying something a little bit different. So I have kitchen roll, the kitchen paper, and put it down with some PVA glue and just moved it around a bit to create this texture, which I quite like. But I think the section as a whole is kind of boring, so I could really add more to it, but I didn't want to cover up the texture in here. So I suppose some more color or something like that would do good, and I could put something more here. But it needs something else, I think. I like this ribbon here as well, this bit of lacy ribbon, and I like this textured background. But yeah, it needs a bit more, but I'm gonna leave it. And then here I just added some paint and just some collaging. Here's this one. Like, I finished everything that I read in the year there, and then I have a section of the books that I rated 5 stars. So that's what that is. It just lists the books, and then we have bigger cards for each book because I gave them 5 stars. So here I just used another card to cover them over. You can actually kind of read what these ones say. Yeah, focusing mainly on just collaging with this one. Actually, I think for all of the pages, they're all mostly collaging now, using the My Porch prints kit and things that I just have, things that I've gotten from other places. And then in there, the books. This background I did using watercolor pencils, so I just scribbled along the page using a few different colors, and then went over them with some water. And then this is stencils and ink. And here is the books. Love these two. Yeah, I got very kind of minimalist nearly with the end of the journal. I was getting kind of impatient with finishing it, and I wanted to kind of get through as more than one page in a sitting. So I would do a kind of a watercolor background because they dry faster. So I was doing that, and then using inks and ink pads because they dry faster as well. They're, you know, pretty much dry instantly, and washi stickers and stuff like that because I wanted to get through it. But I quite like this background. Like, there's not much going on there, but I really like how it looks. And then in here is the book. Looks in here. And this page is mostly washi. Yeah, washi stickers. They're from that book again. And I got some new items around this time, and I was excited to use them, so that's what those are. Books are in there. These are actually pockets, but I don't have anything in them. And then there's the book. Here I started using paints a little bit more. I used gesso here to create this textured background here. I put the gesso down using a stencil to create you know, different patterns and stuff, and then went over it with some paint that didn't really go on the gesso. It went into the spaces where it wasn't, so I like the effect that it left. Went over it with a little bit of ink as well using a brush. And there's the books. This is actually a pocket as well. I don't have anything really in there, but she's the pocket. This is one of my favorite backgrounds that I did, and I didn't really want to cover it up so much, but I knew it needed some collaging and stuff like that on it. So, but you can still see mostly the background. Lots of butterflies again. And then this is, I got a load of new washi, and I wanted to create kind of like a swatch page. So it's a strip from each new washi that I got, and that little circle sticker that always comes on the top of the washi. And then just more watercolor paint with the background. And this page I think I've done the least with this page. I just stuck down some of the stuff from my Porch prints kit and some other stuff that I had around. Those are the books. Postcard. This one I actually quite like as well. There's not much going on, but I like how this looks. I like the background, how it's done. And yeah, there's the other snow books. That's the end. Nice little postcard there though. And then this is the end of the book. This is loads of stuff that I had left over from my Porch prints kit. Really nice kit, lovely elements, but I was kind of like, oh, I have so much stuff left over from it, so I decided to do just this big collage page to finish the book. I quite like how it looks. I think it's a good page for like the end papers of a book to have this big collage. I think I even have some stuff left still, and they're just gone into my stash. So that is my book. From, as you can see, from like the midpoint somewhere, I got kind of lazy about it, and I just wanted it finished, which isn't what you want when you're working on a junk journal. You want to kind of, you know, you want to enjoy it and everything. So I did enjoy it, but sometimes I didn't enjoy it so much, and I just wanted it finished. But I did enjoy it for the most part, and I am happy with it overall. There's just a few things I'd like to add some more touches to. So that is my journal. Thank you so much for joining me today. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.